What is up, everybody, and welcome to another edition of The AK Show with your boy AK the Ref. How is everybody doing on this fabulous Wednesday morning? Because that's when the show comes out, Wednesday morning. I'm recording it Tuesday, but if you're listening to this, I hope whenever you are, if it's Wednesday morning, Wednesday afternoon, Wednesday evening, you are having a fabulous evening. But you know what that means. You are almost to the weekend. So let's give it up. Let's get to the weekend. You're almost there. Yes, you are. We can do it. We're almost to the weekend, and I have faith in you. You can get there. But like I said, happy hump day. It's Wednesday. You know how we do here on the AK show. You know, we drop it at 7 a.m. on Wednesday, baby. Yes, I'm recording the day before. Usually I like to record on Monday or Tuesday. I like to record before, get everything uploaded, get some clips cut up, and things like that, just to promote the upcoming episode. But we here. Thank you for tuning in. I really do appreciate it. And then before we get started, be sure to hit that subscribe button. I've gained subscribers since the last episode dropped. I really do appreciate it. I was like at 83 last week. I'm at like 117. Like, it just started going up, like, ever since last episode dropped, and the few little clips I cut up into shorts, I posted them. So, like, I appreciate it. Hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, hit that share button. Like, we got here trying to build something, you know what? So I guess the next goal is just 200, 300, 400, 500, 600, 700, 800, 900, 1,000. Okay, let's be bold. Next goal. I got 100. Okay, cool. Let's get to 500. And then after that, let's get to 1,000. And after that, let's get to 2,500. And then after that, 5,000. So the next goal, 500 subscribers to the YouTube channel, to the AK, the AK Show podcast. I'm mixing up my words, but I do appreciate it. But like I said, hit that subscribe button. Let's get it. Oh man, I hope everybody had a fabulous weekend last week. It was Father's Day. Happy belated Father's Day to all the real fathers out there that are doing and handling their business. Shout out to y'all. Last weekend was chill, to be honest. I mean, Saturday, went to the movies, watch Inside Out 2. I'm gonna get into that. I'm gonna get in my review and just talk about that a little bit, like I did last week with Bad Boy. Bad Boys came out the week before, and then this week Inside Out 2 came out. Went to go watch that on Saturday. I thought it was a good movie. Sunday we just went out to eat. Didn't do much. Just went out to eat. Just chilled. I ain't gonna lie. We just chilled. We went to some art. I don't know if it was like an art fair. It was something that had some booths with like art stuff. I got a picture. I did buy a painting that somebody did. It was of the character Sho'nuff. If you don't know what that is, it's off a movie called The Last Dragon. It was a movie, came out in the 80s, produced by Motown. Oh my god, that's like one of my all-time favorite movies. It is right up there with Coming to America. I mean, it's like Coming to America, and then it's probably like The Last Dragon. It's a black kung fu movie with Bruce Leroy, and he's the master. Hey, my man, what it look like? If you don't know what I'm talking about, you need to go watch the movie The Last Dragon, produced by Motown. It was a movie made by Motown and Barry Gordy, Motown Records. So that's one of my all-time favorite movies. But this guy at one of his booths had a drawing, painting, and I think he drew it. He said he sketched it and then painted it colored it on his iPad. So it's a picture of Sho'nuff, who's the antagonist in the movie. He's like, I'm the master. When I say who's the master, you say Sho'nuff. Bro, I love that movie, bro. That's one of my all-time favorites, right? I'm telling you, it's like Coming to America, and then it's The Last Dragon. Like, it is what it is. Like, I fucking love that movie, man. If you need to go look at that movie. You know what? I might drop. No, I can't drop a link because I will see where the movie's at showing. I'm pretty sure you could find that movie on YouTube. I'm pretty sure you can. It's a classic. If you ain't watched it, you got to watch it. Oh my god! And the main character, Leroy, he's not even an actor. He's like a real black belt kung fu master, like legit. So that he got this part. He's not even like an actor, but oh my god, the movie is like funny and it was good. And he was funny because he was acting as himself basically. It was just funny. Oh my, it's so I love that movie. Listen. It might not be everybody's cup of tea, but if you get a chance, watch the Last Dragon. The Last Dragon with you can find it. The Last Dragon. Motown. It's a Motown movie. Motown made this movie. I love it. It's like top 2 all time for me. That's what I got. But yeah, like I said, so I got that painting to show enough. I gotta get a frame so I can hang it up. We got some other paintings here, some other stuff. You see this Mahomes, somebody drew, there it is. Somebody drew that Mahomes thing we bought at one of the first Fridays. There's another one of that we got hung up. Len Dawson, who was the quarterback back in like the early days of the Chiefs. He won the first Super Bowl for the Chiefs. There's one picture. If you find Len Dawson smoking a cigarette, he's in during halftime. He's sitting on a chair smoking a cigarette and got a beer in front of him. And so we saw somebody did like artwork, painted it, drew it. It's like a shadow figure, but you can see him smoking. You can see the cigarette lit up. So we bought that. So I always like having cool paintings. Just hang up. Just like I even got a Scream poster. Well, that's actually gonna go in my daughter's room. And I got this freaking poster from when I was wrestling for a company and referring for a company. It showed all the dates for the show at the Alamo Draft House because there used to be wrestling shows run there. Alamo Draft House, downtown Kansas City, the movie theater. We used to do wrestling shows in the area where the bar was. It wasn't a lot of room, but it was enough to fit the ring, enough to just get a crowd. But they made a poster. It had all the dates on it. Had 2 wrestlers on it. I'm on it, like as a referee in an action shot. So they gave it to me, and I have it hanging up on the wall. So I like cool shit like that, like movie posters, paintings, like the Mahomes one we got behind me. Like I'll hang up the flags. Like I said, my daughter's gonna go in her room. A Scream poster that was autographed by some of the cast of Scream. As soon as I get it framed, it's gonna go in her room. But I just like having cool shit like that hung up in the wall. And when I get it like all situated, like I'm gonna have a different backdrop for these podcasts. I'm gonna have like that poster, that picture, the picture behind me, some other cool shit, just a whole bunch of dope shit. But yeah, fucking love it, man. So I'm excited I got that painting. But like I said, Father's Day was just chill. Went to Jack Stacks, ate, had a few drinks, went to the thing, went home and just chilled. Just chilled. I mean, just have a chill weekend. We don't really do much anymore in the weekends, We don't go out like that, you know. We ain't young no more. You see all these grays I got in my beard? Hell no. We ain't go out like that. We ain't go out like that. We don't do that no more. When you reach, well, bro, I'm 38. When you reach like past 35, oh, it gets hard to go out drinking and going out dancing or whatever and things like that. And then you come home and the next day you be like, ugh, oh, I feel sore. What did we do last night? No sleep. Just get home and you're like, oh man, what did we do last night? You know what I'm saying? But yeah, just chill. Had a chill weekend. This upcoming weekend, I got wrestling in St. Louis on Saturday. So basically my weekend is gonna be non-existent because I'll leave Saturday morning, come back Saturday night, and then Sunday I'll be tired from driving all night. So it is what it is. I'm still gonna enjoy it. I haven't done a wrestling show in a while, so I'm excited to get back in the ring and just get things cooking. You know what I'm saying? But other than that, what do we got today? Today, I want to get into I don't want to get into it, but I'll probably start off with that. Get into the Mavericks because they lost on Monday against the Celtics in the NBA Finals. Get into a little bit of Inside Out 2. And then if you didn't hear last week, Trevor Lawrence, the quarterback for the Jaguars, signed a new deal for that paid him upwards of $275 million with how much is that? 142 million guaranteed. I really got to get into that because that just makes no sense to me. But you know what? Let's get into it. I'm just gonna start. I'm not gonna spend too much time on this. As you can see, I'm repping the Mavericks. I'm ride or die with the Mavericks. I've been ride or die with them since the 2001 season. But I'm not gonna spend too much time. It is, you know, what happened Monday. It is what it is. I mean, it was gonna take damn near perfect play for them to win 4 in a row. They would the way they played Friday, they would have had to play like that past Monday, and then the next game, and then Game 7. If they could have won Monday, got to Game 6, win Game 6, and then it would have been a toss up in Game 7. But Monday was just frustrating. They didn't come out with no energy like they did Friday, and then they hit a couple shots. It was right there, and then once I saw that lead start to like get to like 15, I was like, oh my god, now it's gonna be an uphill battle. I was like, you can't let the lead get out of hand like that, because once the Celtics get up that lead, it's like they start getting momentum. They start feeling good. They're hitting their shots. I mean, they were just hitting threes, and let's say had some that were wide open because of crashing down on the person driving, and then they kick out to open shooter. But then there were threes they were just hitting with somebody right in their face, and then the one dude hitting it right before the half was over. I'm like, yeah. As soon as I saw him let that go, I was like, yeah, that's going in. I was like, oh. Now they're just on fire hitting those threes. But I mean, at one point they went on like an 11-0 run, but then they just gave it right back, and I was like, you did all this work, and I don't know. It just the role players didn't step up. Kyrie didn't have that great of a game. Luka was Luka. He's playing hurt. He's doing all he can, but they didn't have nobody step up. You needed Kyrie to have a big game, but he didn't. I don't know if it was the crowd affecting him in the venue. Every time he gets the ball, they just start booing him or yelling, "Kyrie sucks," whatever. I mean, what was it? PJ Washington just could not hit anything. He was like, what, 0 for 5, 0 for 6 from 3? I mean, Luka had to he hit 1 3 in the last 2 games, but he was still getting his, taking the ball to the rim. And then, you had Green. He had like 3 triples, but nobody else was doing anything. Daniel Jones wasn't doing anything. I don't feel like Lively had that great of a game on Monday. It's just, it's frustrating. You had opportunities in the other games. Like they were right there. If they could have just got one of those, if they could have got both games at home, we'd be talking about Game 6 in Dallas right now, because it would have been 2-2. They're right there. Like Boston's like a good team, but I'm not gonna say they're like that much better than the Mavericks. That's just my opinion. Everybody's gonna have a different opinion, and yeah, I might be biased, but I've seen the Mavericks play the whole series and parts of the season and leading up to get to the playoffs. So I feel like if the role players are playing, here's where it came down to: Boston's role players and bench were doing what they need to do. Mavericks didn't. Literally, that's all it was in the games. Even the games that they could have won, it was Boston's bench and role players played better than the Mavericks bench and role players. Luka was doing Luka. And Kyrie there too, Tatum and Jaylen Brown played, I don't want to say they played better than Luka and Kyrie as a tandem, but Luka outplayed everybody. I'm sorry, he did. If Kyrie was able to be Kyrie and do what he needs to do, we might be talking about something different. And the role players do what they need to do. It is what it is. But listen, I'm not I was mad Monday. It is what it is. I mean, I watched the entire game. I was like, Until that clock strikes zero, anything's possible. 20 points, bro. I've seen a 20-0 run in like 3 minutes. Like a 20 to 2 run, 20 to 3 run. Like a 20-point lead can be cut just like that in the NBA. It's not that hard. Now, when you get to like 25, 30 plus, now we're talking about something different. But a 20-point lead, like, you can cut that in like a couple minutes. Hit a couple threes, get some stops and some more shots. Boom, you're there. So it's like, I'm not gonna be too upset. It was an uphill climb. I mean, what is it? 0 and 157, 58 for teams down 0-3 in the playoffs. No team has ever come back from down 0-3. So, I mean, it would have took a miracle, but I'm ride or die, and I'm gonna support my team through the good times and the bad. So, I just gotta say, it was a great season. We did what we had to do, and they made it to the championship. So, if your team wasn't in the championship, just go over there and sit in your corner. That's all I gotta say. Only teams that can talk right now, the only team that can talk right now is Boston. But the Mavs, you could talk a little bit. You didn't win, I get it. But if any other team is coming at you, were you in the finals? No, you weren't. So go sit down somewhere. But I mean, we just gotta reload, figure out some things. Luka's got to get healthy. I like him and Kyrie playing together. I still like their core group of guys: Lively, Gafford, PJ Washington, Derek Jones Jr. I like Dante Exum. I like Green. I like the energy he brings. But we just got to find some other pieces. I wouldn't mind another ball handler. Somebody can just get to the basket, create their own shot. That'd be nice to have. And they could come back. Luka get healthy. I heard him talking about, what's his plan for the Olympics? Is he going to go play for his country or whatever? No, he don't need to play in the Olympics this year. He needs to take time off and heal up, and then get in the gym, get fit, maybe shed a couple pounds, and get in some good basketball shape so he can have a good season this upcoming year. But if they do some stuff in the draft, do some stuff in the free agency, I think they can get back there next year. Especially if Luka and Kyrie do what they need to do and Luka stays healthy. It's gonna be they're gonna be a tough out for anybody. Especially Derek Lively. I mean, he came on strong in the playoffs, and now he's going into the second year. And so I really like where the Mavericks are. So that's all I got to say about it. And I would not congratulate Boston, just for the simple fact that I do not care about Boston. And I'm petty. I don't care. I just don't care. I don't have to congratulate Boston Celtics at all. I'm a fan. I didn't play. I don't care. Their 18th title in their franchise history means absolutely nothing to me. You know why? I don't root for them. So whatever they do, I don't care. That's just the way I am in sports in general. I root for my team. I root for the players on my team. I don't get ooh and ah excited about some other player. I don't care. I just root for my team. I'm not a kid no more. Like growing up as a kid, yeah, I'd root for other players that weren't on my team. Hell, my favorite player was Deion Sanders growing up. Still my all-time favorite player. He didn't play for the Chiefs. But then I got older. No, I don't care about all that. I root for my team only. Like when LeBron James, like I never followed his career. I didn't buy a LeBron James jersey. Like I don't care. Like you don't play for my team. Why am I rooting for you? Yeah, I mean, it's not one of those things like I don't want them to succeed. I just don't care. I don't stop to drop and watch LeBron or watch these other great players. Why am I wasting my time? I'm not invested in them. They don't play for my team. I don't care. That's just the way I am. Like I'm not gonna sit down and just watch some random game. Like I wouldn't even be watching the finals if the Mavericks were in it. Last year when they got eliminated in the first round, I didn't watch the playoffs. The rest of the playoffs, I didn't even watch the finals. My team's not in it. I have no investment in watching this. Now, like the only game I will watch finals wise, I mean, like the championship is more likely the Super Bowl because it's football and I love football. But if the Chiefs got eliminated early on in the playoffs, I'm not watching the rest of the playoffs. When the Super Bowl comes on, yeah, we'll have a Super Bowl party. That's an excuse to have a party. I won't be too invested in the game, but I might put a bet on it and things like that. But if my team ain't in it in the playoffs, I don't want to watch. I don't care. Like, I don't go and watch the World Series. If the Royals aren't in the playoffs, I don't care. I don't care who wins the World Series. I don't even know who won the NBA championship last year. Dead ass. I don't know who won. That's just the way I watch sports now. I watch my team. Only time I'm watching another game if it has something to do with my team, seeding wise, playoff wise, whatever the case may be. We need this team to lose to make the playoffs, or we need this team to lose and this team to win so we can get this seeding. That's the only other time I'm watching games. Even during the football season. After my team plays, I don't care what happens. I'm not sitting there and watching some random Monday night game against two teams I have no interest in. Maybe a division team, because that affects. I might sit there and watch a little bit, or just watch the end of it. Or if it's like a close game, okay, I'll turn it on. I want to see what happens. If it's close, but I'm not just going to sit there and watch. I'm definitely watching a Thursday night football game. I'm not watching Sunday night. I'm watching my team. I just want to watch my team. That's all I care about. I don't have the capacity to sit there all day and just watch this game, then my game, and then another game, and then one Monday night, and then Thursday. Absolutely not. Yeah, I'll turn it on Red Zone. Fuck yeah, hell yeah. I'll be playing fantasy football, so I'll keep track of okay, what that player do. But I'm not just gonna sit there and just watch a Monday night football game. My team's not playing. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. But that's just the way I am. The older I got, I only care about my team and the players on my team. Now, if a player on the team leaves to go to another team, I'll still root for that player because I had I was invested in that player and what they did for my team. So if they still good peoples, and I'll root for that person. You know what I'm saying? Just example, like Alex Smith, he played for the Chiefs. What, like 5-6 seasons? He went to Washington. Yeah, I'm pretty sure every Chiefs fan still was a fan and rooted for Alex Smith after he left. And then when he got that horrific injury, people were still rooting for him when he came back and actually played again after rehabbing and going through that. So, like, a player comes to my team, I'm gonna root for him when they leave. If they're likable, you know what I'm saying? Like Tyreek Hill. I don't know. that boy be talking. He be talking, but that's just the way I am. But Mavericks, shout out to y'all. Y'all had a great season. Nothing to be ashamed of. You did it. I mean, you made it to the finals. Yeah, the goal was to win, but you had an opportunity. It didn't happen. Let's get back in the lab. Let's do it. Let's get to cooking, and let's run it back next year. Let's get back there next year. You know what I'm saying? But with that said, I'm gonna take a quick break. I'm gonna get some water, and then we're gonna get a little bit of a inside out too. And these quarterback contracts are just getting out of hand. We'll be right back. And we are back here on the AK Show. Thank you to everybody tuning in. Let's get right into it. This past weekend, the movie Inside Out 2 came out. If you don't know what that movie is, then I don't know. I don't know how many out there know if you've ever seen the first Inside Out. But it's basically a movie. Not a movement. A movie. Oh my God, I can't speak. It's a movie. It's an animated movie. Pixar, Disney, however you want to put it. Disney owns everything, so let's just call it a Disney movie. It's a movie about a girl named Riley in the first one, and it shows the different emotions inside the body. And the different emotions you have is what you have: joy. You have what is it? Fear, sadness, anger, and disgust are the 5, as they call it, the preteen emotions. So the first one just shows the main character Riley going through all these different emotions as a preteen. And so the second one, same character, Riley, the girl. Now she's becoming a teenager. And that's when new emotions appear. So I mean, like I said, I don't know if everybody's listening has seen Inside Out 1, let alone going to see Inside Out 2. And I mean, the only reason we're watching is because we got kids. And so now we watch a lot of animated movies. And even as our kids get older, I'll probably still watch animated movies. Because I remember at one point when Incredibles came out, and this is before we had kids, I remember Incredibles came out, and it was like a hot movie, and everybody talking about it. I remember it came out on TV, on television to watch. I remember one day I just sat down and watched it before we had kids. This is me and the wife. We were dating. We're at the house, just chilling before she had to go back to before she had to go to work that day. I was just sitting on the floor and I turned it on. Disney Incredibles was on, so I was like, let me just sit down and watch it. I was like, damn, this is a good movie. Animated movies be like this, and this is before we had kids. So like, I mean, growing up, you watch. I'm pretty sure everybody watches cartoons, animated movies. Then you get older, you don't really watch them no more because you're watching other type of movies or TV shows or whatever the case may be. But then I was like, they coming out with all these animated movies. And so I sat down and watched it that day, and I was like, that's a real good movie. I was like, I'm gonna go watch some other animated movies. I had no kids, and I don't see no problem with it. They're fun movies. I mean, listen, I love Disney. I love Disney. Do you see this tattoo on my arm? What is that? I don't know if you can see it. Right there. That's the Disney Castle. Not with Walt Disney's name. It's a Disney Castle, but I have my dad's name across it. The Disney. He loved Disney. I love Disney. I love going to Disney World. I say world because I ain't never been to Disneyland. But like I said, I got a tattoo of the castle. This is how I wanted my tattoo to be. But my dad passed away 2013. I got this tattoo last year. And I was like, I want to do a tattoo. I didn't know what I want to do. I was like, hold on. Let me do it. Disney, the Magic Kingdom castle. And instead of Walt Disney, let me put his name, Leo Kennedy Jr. I was like, this tattoo is bad. I love this tattoo. I ain't gonna lie. I love this tattoo. But like, I love Disney. And the reason I like decided on the Disney castle was because my dad, on his voicemail, he had the voicemail because when we went to Disney World one year, as you were leaving, it would say over the loudspeakers, like when the park is closed and everybody's leaving, it say, "Have a magical day." So his voicemail would be like, "Hello, you reached your Leo Kennedy. I'm unavailable to take your call right now, but if you please leave a message, I'll get back to you as soon as possible." And then at the end of it, you say, "And have a magical day." He got that from Disney, so I was like, okay. That's how I honor him. I get the Disney tattoo. I get the castle and put his name instead of Walt Disney's name. And I was like, but I love Disney just as much as he does. Like, we went to Disney last year, and then we're going to go again next year to Florida. I love Disney. Kids love Disney. The wife loves Disney. We just fucking look. Like, hold on. I'll be right back. Hold on. Don't look at me. Hold on. Hold on. I got something else here. Hold on. Before we get into Inside Out 2, I got this. This is the Chiefs Super Bowl. What is this? Mahomes' second Super Bowl. I don't know what number this is. What did we just do? This is last year's, not this past year's. Was this 57? Yeah, it's 57. Because the other one's 58. Yeah, cool. The Super Bowl 58, right? So we went to Disney last year. And me and the wife got married last year on the beach. And we've been together since like 2006. So common law marriage, but we got officially married last June 30th last year. But we stayed there for like a week in Florida. Went to Universal, went to where do we go? Hollywood Studios. And now the wife, she's been to Disney multiple times, but she has yet to see Mickey Mouse. Like one of the mascots, one of the characters, Mickey Mouse. Like before that, we had been there 3 other times. But we hadn't met Mickey Mouse yet, or Minnie Mouse. So we go to Hollywood and we're like, oh, Mickey and Minnie are there. We're going to go. And I saw this girl that had one of the books to get the character's autograph. I was like, damn, I want Mickey Mouse's autograph. And then, what was it? So I'm asking like the cast members, That's what the employees are. They're called cast members. Yeah, I asked them a question. I was like, can I get my shirt signed? Because we all had Mickey Mouse shirts on. We all had matching Mickey Mouse shirts on. I think me and the wife had red, and then our daughters had white on. I was like, I asked one of them, "Can I get the shirt signed?" And it's like, you can't have anything signed that's on you. I was like, hmm. So I had this hat. I was like, okay. I took off my hat. I was like, can I get this signed? They're like, yeah, if you want. I was like, hell yeah. So we went, took a picture of Minnie, and then we went, took a picture of Mickey Mouse. And this Mickey Mouse character had the Fantasia outfit on, with the blue tall hat and the red robe, the Fantasia. So we go over there. I was like, my girls had Sharpies. And why did we have Sharpies? We had Sharpies on us. I don't know why. We did. And so I was like, hell, I'm going to get this signed. I had Mickey Mouse sign my Super Bowl 57 hat. I was like, hell yeah. And then this is Mickey Mouse's autograph. I don't care what anybody else says. Let me live in my fantasy world that this is Mickey Mouse's autograph and not somebody that's in the suit that just signed it Mickey Mouse. Okay? This is Mickey Mouse's autograph. I got it on the side. I don't care. It's a Chiefs Super Bowl 57 hat signed by Mickey Mouse from Hollywood Studios. So I was like, hell yeah. So I like this. So I'm just like a little kid. I fucking love Disney. So if you don't love Disney, then I don't know what to tell you. If you think going to Disney World is overrated, that's your opinion. That you do you. Let me do me. All right. Okay. I love Disney. I love going to Disney. I would go every year. If I lived in Florida, I would have annual passes to Disney, and I would. Oh my god, I might go multiple times a month if I lived in Florida. Go to Disney, but yeah. But got that hat signed. That's fun. That's why I love Disney. So like, even after my kids get older and graduate high school, oh, you best believe I'm still gonna go to Disney and watch all these animated movies because I enjoy them. They bring me joy. Why wouldn't I watch them? But Inside Out 2, like I said, was the same girl, Riley, becoming a teenager and new emotions come. And now the movie overall was great. I thought it was funny. I thought it hit on all points. And yeah, it was a great movie. I mean, yeah, I'd watch it again. It was funny. But like I said, the main premise of it was she becomes a teenager. She's trying to fit in with new people, and she has her best friends. She's trying to fit in with new people because she's going to a hockey camp for the weekend. Basically, the movie is set over the weekend at a hockey camp because her and her two best friends, they play hockey, and then they go to this camp to try to make this team for the high school. But then she finds out that her two best friends are going to a different high school. And so that kind of puts her in like all these new emotions of like, what? They're going to a different high school, and now she's feeling sad. And that wasn't a new emotion, but she's like kind of panicking. And it's funny because the night before she goes to sleep, and she inside basically the body is where the emotions are, inside the mind. Everything is inside the mind. All the emotions are like up here in the mind. You're happy, you're sadness, or should I say joy, sadness, anger, disgust. What was the other one? I'm lost. What was the other one? Fear. All these emotions are inside the brain. They're all inside the brain. And so she's sleeping, and then she wakes up, and then inside the brain, all the emotions are hearing this beeping sound, and it says there's a red button, and it says puberty. I'm like, oh shit! Here's where everything just goes haywire throughout the movie, and now all these original emotions, these preteen emotions, they have no idea what's going on. They see this little orange emotion. They're like, hi, I'm anxiety. I'm like, oh my God. Oh my God. That's exactly how it'd be. That's exactly how it'd be. So you get the new emotions of anxiety, embarrassment, envy, and the one emotion, what was it? I don't know. You have anxiety, envy, inu, which one of them called it short for wee wee. which is like an emotion of like trying to act like you're too cool, like yeah, whatever, we can do that. Yeah. Trying to play it off something when you're excited about something, but you're trying to play it off. And then you had embarrassment. So you had four new emotions already mixed with the five that you had because you're becoming a teenager and you're going through puberty. So I mean, if you've been through your teenage years, your preteen years, and you go to teenager, you get all these new emotions. I remember, I don't know, that's not a really emotion. I was trying to think of something. But yeah, I mean, you get older, you get new emotions. Like you start becoming more aware of things, and you be like, oh my god, that was embarrassing. Why did I just do that? Or you start getting anxiety. So like the movie, I mean, it's like real. It's real. It's funny, but at the same time, it's like, oh my god, I have teenage daughters, so I see this on the daily. These new emotions. I have a 16-year-old and a 13-year-old daughters, so I can relate to everything happening in Inside Out too, because I have kids and I'm living it right now. I'm literally me and the wife are living it right now. So like the movie funny and it's true. We're just me and my wife are looking at each other when something happened in the movie and we're just looking at like, yep, that's that one. She does that. It's so true. It's so funny. I love movies like this. So when it can be like funny, but then you can relate to it, and it's like, yep, this is exactly what they be doing. This is I don't know, like maybe you think like, why do my kids act like this? Do other kids act like this? And then you see these movies and be like, okay, maybe it's all kids. Maybe you just don't see it. But you know, like, yeah, kids act like that. They be getting anxiety out the wazoo. I'm like, yep, that's my kid. That's my kid right there. I see examples. Like we pointed it out. We pointed to our daughters. We're like, yep, that's you. That you act just like that when you're in that emotion. I'll be like, bro, the anxiety emotion is just wild. It is thinking of everything, good, bad. That's when you start thinking like the end of the world is coming. That's that anxiety. That thing just needs to go over there and chill the fuck out, just like it did in the movie. Like after it got through, because anxiety was like, we need to do this, we need to do this, we need to get up at 6 a.m. And do this and do that. We need to practice. We need to figure out how we can make the team. Forget my best friends. I don't have time for them no more. I'm like, bro, what, you just gonna just throw away all them years of friendship? That's what I'm telling you. That's what the emotions be doing. And then they bottled up the original emotions. Like, well, we don't need y'all right now. But I was like, that's how it be. They be anxiety, but like anxiety's taking over. All the other emotions go over there. Your original emotions, I don't need joy. I don't need fear. I don't need sadness, anger. Go over there. I just need to think. And then your mind starts racing. Anxiety be taking over. But the funny character in it was embarrassment. He just like, you look at embarrassment, he'd be like, put his hood on, and be like, he would just, no, I can't do this. I don't want to do this. Oh my god, I'm embarrassed. Ooh, sink down real low. Oh, it was just funny. And like the funny part is like after all the original emotions were able to escape and get back and be like, you can't just bottle up every emotion. You gotta let them grow. I mean, that's what because the one Joy, she would take all the bad memories and just throw them in the back of the mind. Like, we don't need to remember those. But then it got to the point to where it's like, you need all of these good, bad memories. You need all the emotions to work together to make this person who they are so they can grow and learn how to deal with things. Which was like the message of the movie. Like, you can't just be these emotions. You can't just bottle up your emotions. You gotta be able to communicate. You gotta be able to show your emotions. That's the only way you can grow. Which is just like, I think that's the message of the movie. But like I said, it was a good movie. So like, but at the end, all the original emotions came back to five. They were able to work together. They got to the end of the movie, and when the anxiety was like, "What if we don't make the team? What if we don't do this?" They're like, "Go sit in the chair and relax." So they put the anxiety emotion in this chair just to like, oh, it was like a massage chair that was shaking. Like, that's exactly where the anxiety need. You need to go way over there, back in the corner, Isn't that funny? Hold on. Yeah, anxiety need to go back in the corner. I just thought of something. Nostalgia would come out. She, a little old lady, come out, emotion come out. Like, remember when that just happened? And then the wee wee, I'm calling it wee wee because I can't say the name of that emotion, which is like the board. I'm too cool for this. Like, oh my god, yeah. The nostalgia came out. Was like, yeah, I remember we had that. Those are good old days. And then the bored emotion, too cool for school emotion, wee wee was like, yeah, that happened 30 seconds ago. Can you just go back? We'll call you when you need you. And then later in the movie, nostalgia came out, and they're like, no, we don't need you right now. Just go back. I'm assuming the nostalgia emotion was like, "No, I'll just go back and just call me when you need me. I'll be here in the basement or wherever she was going." But oh my god, that movie was great. 2 thumbs up. I enjoyed it. I mean, it really anxiety be like that. The emotions be like that. It really do. Because the girl was like, "Oh, my 2 friends are not coming with me to high school. They're going to a different high school, and then now they're just telling me, well, no, and now you just hit puberty, and now you're becoming a teenager." It was like, and so it's like, oh, I gotta go make new friends because I don't know anybody. I thought I was gonna have my 2 best friends, and I'm going to school and I don't know nobody. And so I go make friends with them and just blow them off. And then I'm doing all these things that are not me because I'm worrying about what's gonna happen if I don't make the team, if I don't make new friends. I'll just be sitting alone. I'll be alone in high school. I'm like, bro, you need to chill out, bro. The anxiety need to go sit in that chair and relax. Because there's like in the one part in the movie where they're talking on the couch, and one of the girl characters asks Riley what her favorite band is, and she says it's one band, and we're like, "You like them? I mean, yeah, that's cool for being in middle school." And then she tried to play it off like, no, I don't like them. Who likes them? I was like, be real with yourself. See, that's one thing I never wavered from. I'm gonna like who the fuck I want to like. Growing up, I always did the opposite of what people did. I just did me. I didn't care. I had people call me weird, like you're not normal. You think? I know. I know I'm weird. I know I'm not normal. But I'm me. You grow up, right? So I grew up in the 90s, right? 90s had the best music. This is we're gonna put this aside. The 90s music era was the best, in my opinion. And a lot of people that grew up in the 90s. Music in the 90s was the best. And this is where you had a lot of boy bands, and you had like Britney Spears, Christina Aguilera. You had all them, right? Now, you go back then, and the boys growing up, they ain't listen to the boy bands, right? They ain't listen to those girl groups. I mean, the girl singers. They're like, we're too cool for this. And I'm not gonna say, you know how it was in the '90s growing up when when all the people would say, "That's you know what." I don't want to say it. I want to say it because I'd never said it because I want to listen to those. I enjoy those songs, and it's funny now. All them boy bands, Backstreet Boys, NSYNC, 98 Degrees, all of a sudden now they're cool. Motherfuckers, y'all weren't listening to that shit back then. Get the fuck out of here. Don't piss me off. I was listening to that shit back then. You know how I know? Because every time those songs came out, I was jamming to them. You can ask people I grew up with, went to elementary school with. I was listening to Backstreet Boys. And when the songs came out, I knew the words because I enjoyed it. I was like, now, did I have to? I didn't really hide it, but when the songs came on, I jammed to them. I don't give a fuck. Macarena came on. None of the boys in my class would be doing it. I'd be doing it. And they all look at me like, what is wrong with you? I'm enjoying it. Maybe you should try it. But now all these groups that were in the 90s, like I said, the boy bands, all these 90s songs, all this shit, everybody love them now. All the guys love them now, right? You gotta love that shit back then. Or you secretly did, you didn't want to tell nobody. But me on the other hand, I was like, what the fuck? I was listening to Britney Spears. I went to a Britney Spears concert in St. Louis. I was like, I want to go to this. My parents, they let me bring a friend along. We went to St. Louis Six Flags. She was performing at St. Louis Six Flags. I went, I can fuck, it's Britney Spears. Hit Me Baby One More Time. I was like, this is great. I was like, my first concert I ever got to choose to go to, because a lot of the time my parents would go to concerts and they would go like to the old school, like Motown old, like the OJs, the Shylight. I'm naming all these, like the Temptation type concerts, Smokey Robinson, whenever they'd be in town, like Starlight, and they couldn't get a babysitter. I was young enough to understand, like, I would listen to these songs and hear them, so I was like, I knew of these songs, but that's not my preferred concert to go to. So I went to all these, but the first one I actually got to choose to go to was a Britney Spears concert in St. Louis. I'm from Kansas City. I live in Kansas City. We drove to Six Flags. We went to Six Flags. My friend came along with me. We went to the concert. It was at Six Flags. It was me and him. I think I was like sixth grade. Sixth grade, I think we went. What the fuck? I was like, this is the best thing ever. I think I have pictures from that concert. I gotta go find them. But like, that's the first concert I actually got to choose to go to. Like I said, I was different. I was weird. I was always the weird one. I was the one that was just I I didn't I watched wrestling. That's one other thing you get called weird for. Okay, you watch wrestling and be like, you watch that? Like, yeah, I watched that. And then like I started like watching really wrestling in fourth grade. Like pro wrestling, I started watching really hardcore in fourth grade. I come to school, I was like, bro, I watched this wrestling pay-per-view, and they're like, you watch that? That's not. They're like, they couldn't understand it. And then I got some of my friends to start watching it. So they'd be coming over for pay-per-views. I used to have pay-per-view parties at the house. I'd be like, bring $5 to watch the pay-per-view. Because back then it used to be like $20. And then like for your major pay-per-views like WrestleMania and Royal Rumble, like Survivor Series, SummerSlam, a little more like $50. I mean, yeah, growing up, like I remember when pay-per-views were like $20, $30. So I come over, wrestling, boom, boom. You get a little bit older out of middle school, right? I'm still watching wrestling. Like, this is the greatest thing ever. They start watching wrestling. You get new sets of friends, right? You watch wrestling? Yes. Man, it's just lame. It's fake. Blah, blah. I'm like, leave me alone. Sometimes I'd go to a wrestling show and not hang out with my friends because I'm going to this wrestling show. Y'all can go to try to chase girls. I'm going to this wrestling show. I don't care. Hey, we're going to this play. You gonna go? I was like, no, I'm gonna stay home and watch. I'm gonna watch wrestling. Oh, you stupid. That's no, you don't gonna watch that. Come on, man. No, I'm going to stay home and watch wrestling. I remember, and I continued because if I like something, I like it. I'm not gonna stop liking it. It's like it's weird. You hear people that used to watch wrestling. Yeah, I used to watch that as a kid, and I got older. What the fuck does that have to do with anything? Because you got older. You can't continue to watch it because you got older? That makes no sense to me at all. And it's funny when I like, sometimes I work in schools or, and sometimes I'll talk to the staff or sometimes I'll get in conversation with a parent and be like, yeah, I do refereeing and pro wrestling like on a local independent level. Right. And I tell them about it. It's like, oh man, I used to watch wrestling back in the day. I was like, you should come out to a show. I was like, and then you get them out to a show and they'll be like, oh my God, that's the greatest thing ever. It's always been the greatest thing ever. Pro wrestling has always been the greatest thing ever. It's just that you stopped watching it because you got older. That makes no sense. That makes no sense to me. Like what you like. Do you. Don't worry about what the other people are saying. Fuck what they're saying. You like something, enjoy it. Watch it. I never stopped watching wrestling. I kept. And now look at, I'm in that shit. I'm fucking in that shit. I may never get to WWE, TNA, AEW, one of these bigger companies. I may never be able to do this full time. But I can say I'm doing this shit. I am. Well, I've been doing this shit since 2015. I fucking love wrestling. I fucking love it. Do what you love. That's the same thing with it. Like, it all relates to back to Inside Out. Like, people would tell me, like, oh, you like pro wrestling? Yes! Am I embarrassed by it? No! Did I mean, I wasn't embarrassed by it, but I'd be like, yeah, I watch pro wrestling, so what? And then they try to make fun of you. I'm like, oh my God, this is why I don't tell people. I'm just like, yeah, I watch pro wrestling, so what? Fuck you. I'm sorry for cursing. But that's how Inside Out was. Like, she was trying to fit in with the new crowd because all these high schoolers, because she's going to high school. And so she's trying to like say, like, I don't listen to that girl. I like this band. No, damn well you don't like that band. Be true to yourself. That's what that is, really. That movie's real talk. You can't just let one emotion just take over and just decide everything. You got to control that shit. Be you. Do what you like. Don't let anybody else influence you in a bad way. Like I get, we all get influenced, but at the same time, don't let the motherfuckers influence you. You like what you like. I like pro wrestling. I like the Backstreet Boys. I like NSYNC. The music, I like it. I like a lot of different music. I'm not just to one music. Now, country music, probably the only music I don't fuck with like that. I'm gonna be honest. I just can't get with it. All the other music, I like Taylor Swift. You got a problem with that? I bet you won't say that shit to my face. And if you do, I'll be like, I don't give a fuck what you think, because it doesn't matter what you think. Only matters what I like and what I think. I don't care what you think. I like everybody. I like rap. Now this day age of hip hop music, there's a few songs here and there I get with, but I'll fucks with a little bit of everything: rock, rap, pop, R&B, a little bit. I mean, if it's listen, I fucks except country. Like I just can't get with it. That's just me. I just can't get with it. I listen to different types of music. I like all types of music. Latin music, reggaeton, bachata. Yeah, I know that shit. I should know that shit. My wife is Hispanic. But like, you like what you like. Don't let anybody else influence you. Don't let this emotion of like, oh, I'm embarrassed because I like this. I remember one time taking a bus to middle school. I had my CD player on. Like, if you young people don't know what a CD player is, a Walkman is literally a little portable circle thing. You put a CD in it, and you had headphones. I had a Britney Spears' second album. I'm listening to it. And some boy was like, what are you listening to? And they tried to open my CD, and they saw like, they didn't try to open the CD. I had the case for the CD. I'm really showing my age today with the CD, the case. I had the CD case. I was kind of hiding it because yeah, you get embarrassed by it, but at the same time, like, I don't give a fuck. Boy is like, what are you listening to? I was like, nothing, don't worry about it. And he saw the case. He was like, you listen to Britney Spears? I was like, leave me alone, shit. I just kept my headphones on. Everybody else turned around, but you listening to Britney Spears? I'm like, oh my god, leave me alone. Just let me enjoy my fucking music. Like, let people enjoy themselves. Shit, fuck you. I don't remember the boy's name, but I remember who it was. I remember their face. Like, you just gonna call me out like that? Why? What's the point? You could just be like, what you listen to? And then he tried to, I was like, don't worry about it. I was like, listen to music. And then he tried to, ooh. And then I remember I got off the bus like, you were listening to Britney Spears? I was like, yeah, so what? And then he just kept walking. I was like, I'm gonna listen to it. I like Britney Spears. Shut up. Shit. I bet you a lot of them back then did. They were too afraid to admit it. Hell, I went to an NSYNC concert in middle school secretly. I ain't tell nobody. But I remember I was at that concert and I saw somebody I went to middle school with, a boy. I was like, oh, okay, you here. And I looked over to the side and I was like, oh, I see him shaking his head like, okay, I see how it is. All y'all motherfuckers talk shit back then. You didn't want to, but now you want to listen to the shit? Fuck out of here. But Inside Out too, it really speaks on how it is as a teenager. And like these emotions, they don't go away. They don't. As you get older, you just gotta learn to deal with them. For real. So Inside Out too, I love it. I thought it was a great movie. And I just love Disney. I love the movie. I'd watch it again. Probably when it comes out on TV, I'll watch it again. I enjoyed it. But if you haven't seen Inside Out 2 yet, you should go. If you ain't seen the first one, go watch the first one and then go watch the second one. It's a great movie. It really is. I love these Disney movies. That's all I got. But we'll be right back. We'll wrap this up with a little bit of NFL quarterback contract talk. We'll be right back. Yo, we are back here on the AK Show. Thank you for everybody that tunes in. We up here trying to build this thing into something special. Something that people just can come, listen to and enjoy and not worry about all the bullshit that's going in the outside world. You know what I'm saying? On this show, we just talk sports and entertainment. I don't talk about the politics. I don't talk about the BS like beefs or anything like that. I ain't talking about drama shit. Literally, sports entertainment. Like I just got done talking about the movie Inside Out too. Yeah, it got me into a conversation about some real life shit, but I mean, I was talking about the movie, and then it sparked a side conversation about, oh, it's true. Like this shit really happened, and they made a movie. They make a movie to talk about it, but they do it in a way you can understand, and it's enjoyable and it's likable and it's funny, and you can laugh and be like, oh, that's real. We can relate to that. Like last week, I talked about Bad Boys too. Like, yeah, I'll talk about music. I talk about video games. I talk about good stuff. Like, I'm not gonna sit here and talk about like the beef between Drake, and Kendrick Lamar. I'm not gonna talk about that. I have no interest in talking about that. No interest. Like, I'm not gonna talk about somebody's personal business, anything like that. Like, no, we gonna talk. We just gonna keep it strictly to the sports stuff that happens on the field, the court, wherever, whatever sport that is. Stuff that happens in entertainment. Movie came out. Oh, I watched it. I liked it. I didn't like him. I'm gonna give my take on it. Right? We ain't talking about. I ain't talking about politics. I know there's an election coming up this year. Only thing I'll say about that right now. Only political thing I'll say. Go out and vote. That's all I'm gonna say. I don't care who you vote for. You vote for who you want to vote for. Just go out and vote. Legit. Let the vote let your voice be heard. Go out and vote. That's all I got to say. I ain't talking about the candidates. I ain't talking about it like that. Like I said, the only thing I'll say, go out and vote. That's the only political thing you're gonna get on this show. Is me telling you just to go out and vote. I ain't gonna talk about the candidates. I ain't gonna talk about this and that because that's not what this is about. Like, you want to hear that? You gotta go to some other podcast or some other show, or you can watch the news. Out here, I ain't talking about it. We taking sports, entertainment. We taking about new song come out. Ooh, let's talk about that song. Like the new Eminem song, the Houdini came out. Shoo, woo! I know one of the generations. I mean, is probably like, what the fuck? While the old generation, like me, in my generation, are listening to the song like, guess who's back? Back again. Shady's back, because we grew up with that, so we understand what it was. We understand. I mean, I've been seeing all these like Instagram videos and TikTok videos, right? Yeah, I do a little bit of TikTok. So what? So do you. Shut up. Anyways, you be seeing some of those videos, like it'd be like Gen Z listening to the new Eminem song, and it'd be like, what? He can't say that. And then like the millennials listen to it, and they're all like, "Hey, Houdini." Ah! It's just funny because it's just like two separate generations. It's literally like two different planets, two different worlds. Now I will say my oldest daughter, she listens to more. I'm not. She acts like she listens to and watches stuff that's from the '90s. I don't know how many times she's seen the Fresh Prince of Bel Air. If I go through her playlist, she will have a lot of '90s music on her playlist because she says she likes that music better. She likes that generation of like music and TV shows more than she likes this generation of stuff. I mean, she still watches stuff in her generation, but like you listen to like, how you know that song? I mean, we listen to the song and then I hear her like humming and singing. I'm like, how you know this song? What you know about that? You don't know nothing about that. Get out of here. What you talking about? Like, yeah. I was like, oh, it really rubs off. It really do. Like my parents listened to like all the Motown and Michael Jackson. Like that's my all time favorite is Michael Jackson. And then I'd be listening to all the like you put some Motown on, you put some of them, Shy Lights. You probably don't know who this shit is. The Bloodstones. You put on some Smokey Robinson. Uh, who else over there back in the day? Frankie Lyman. You give me the Temptations. You give me the Gladys Knight, the Pips, the Supremes, Diana Ross. You give me some Little Richard. Give me some Marvin Gaye, bro. Like, give me Motown. Give me Hitsville, USA, Motown, Berry Gordy. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you young, you don't know what I'm talking about. Like, go look up Motown. Go look up from the 60s and 50s and 70s. Give me some Chuck Berry. Who else? Who else is back then? I feel like I named all the. Give me some Patti LaBelle. Give me some Aretha Franklin. Like, I'll fuck with all that old stuff. Give me all that. Give me some Elvis. Give me some Beatles. Most important, give me some Jackson 5. Give me Michael. Just give me Michael. I'll be good with that. Anything with Michael. That's Jackson 5 or him as a solo artist. But like, give me all that. Mariah Carey. I know now I'm moving up. Give me Whitney Houston. Give me Mariah Carey. Give me Autumn. Give me Tupac. Like, just give me all them old artists. I fucks with all that music. 50s, 60s, 70s. I'll fuck with some 80s rock music. I really will. I'm telling you, you give me some old good school, old school Motown. Ooh, like Boyz II Men is coming here in August. Ooh, I can't wait to go to that concert. Ooh, that's going Boyz II Men. Like, I could listen to them all day. I'm just being real with it. But like I said, like that's what we talk about. We're just gonna talk about music and sports, or not music, but entertainment and sports. I'm gonna keep it like that. I'm not talking about personal problems in the sports world for people or in the entertainment world. I'm not gonna talk about beefs. That's not what we're here to do. We're here to have a good time and talk this stuff. And then eventually, when we get to interviewing people, like I want to have people in the pro wrestling world on, other sports world, whether it's an athlete, that's in football, baseball, basketball, whatever the sport may be, soccer, hockey, whatever it may be, and then have people on in the entertainment world, music artists, uh, actors or actresses. What else do we have? You know, film people, producers, directors, writers. Just have different people on, and we can get to interview them and get to them speaking knowledge, get to them just telling stories about where they came from and dropping knowledge of like, this is what you need to do if you want to be in this industry and this is what you need to do and things like that. That's eventually where I want to get to, where I have people on that we'll have them on one time where we'll shoot the shit. We'll talk. We'll tell story. They'll tell some stories. They'll talk about how they got started and things like that. And then have them on again later on to where it's like they drop knowledge for people that want to get started in the specific field. They can drop knowledge. So that's the way I want to go with it in the future when having guests on and things like that, regardless if it's the sports or the entertainment world. But other than that, yeah, that's where we're at on the AK show. So thank you for tuning in. But we're gonna wrap this up. We're gonna get into the last segment. We're gonna get into some NFL talk. I know right now this is like the NFL off season, off time, to where like even the coaches are not doing anything. The front office is not doing anything. Like this period from right now all the way up until training camp starts, nothing in football is happening. There's no organized team activities. Nobody's really at the office. Everybody's like, this is the break time. This is the legit break time. Just like next month. This next month, in like 2 weeks, something like that. Next month. The next month is legit the off time where there's nothing going on at the facilities. Coaches are not there. Front office is not there. Employees are not there. Players are off doing whatever they want. This is the time. So literally there's nothing going to be happening in the NFL. But I do want to get into a little bit of NFL talk because last week a new quarterback got a new deal. Last week, Trevor Lawrence, was the last Thursday, Trevor Lawrence, the quarterback for the Jacksonville Jaguars, got a new contract. So when did he get picked? 2021. You fast forward, he's got a new contract. So they signed him, 5-year deal, $275 million, 142 million of that is fully guaranteed, and that puts him at a $55 million annual salary that ties him with Joe Burrow as the highest paid player in league history, with the exception of Mahomes, who signed a 10-year deal, but his deal is different than these other quarterbacks that are getting like 4 or 5 or 6-year contracts with a lot of the money guaranteed. And so I just want to touch on this. Like, so you got all these quarterbacks out here and they're getting paid. Lawrence just got paid. What did I had it up here. You got Joe Burrow, who 2023, $275 million. 55 average, 146 guaranteed. You got Justin Herbert, who just got signed last year. He's got 262 million, 52 annual, 133 guaranteed. Lamar Jackson got his deal before the start of last season. 5-year, 260, 52 annual salary, 135 guaranteed. You got Josh Allen, who's back in 21, 258 million, only a 43, 100 million guaranteed. You got Jalen Hurts, who got his 255, 110 million guaranteed, a 51 annual salary. Hell, you even got Kyle Murray, who got 2022, got 230 million overall on a 5-year deal. Deshaun Watson, no, fuck him. Yeah, I'm not gonna talk about it. But he even got a deal with, I don't know what the Browns were thinking on that. You got Goff, who got 212. Kirk Cousins out here just stealing money, and he ain't gonna take you nowhere. And then what else? You had Matthew Stafford. At least he got a Super Bowl. But he had a 4-year deal in 2022, 160. Daniel Jones out here getting 160 million. Aaron Rodgers, 39-year-old, getting 112. Baker Mayfield getting 100. I'm like, and then you got Mahomes, who signed his in 2020, $450 million deal. And his annual salary is 45. And his was only 63 guaranteed. So I'm like, I'm sitting here and seeing Trevor Lawrence. He gets a deal, right? He's got, one playoff win? And I just look at all these different quarterbacks, right? And they, yes, this is a quarter, and I don't know. It's like, this is a quarterback-driven league. I get that. But at the same time, it's like, are they really that good? Like, who won the last two Super Bowls? It's Mahomes. He's been to 6 straight AFC Championship games, right? He's been there with a chance to go to the Super Bowl the last 6 seasons, right? Who else has done that? I mean, the only other quarterback I think of that went to back-to-back AFC Championship games is Joe Burrow. Beat us that one year. And then we came back, got a rematch. We beat him, so he went to 1 Super Bowl, but he lost. And then you have Lamar Jackson, who's been to 1 AFC Championship game this past season, lost. Josh Allen, been to 1, lost. And then you have the other quarterbacks, like in the NFC. I mean, you had, what's his name? Not this past Super Bowl, but the year before, you had Jalen Hurts. This past Super Bowl, you have Brock Purdy, but he hasn't got his contract yet. Where is he at right now? Brock Purdy. I don't even see him on here. I think he's still under his rookie deal. Bro, he's still under. I think, yeah, he hasn't gotten paid, but he's going to get paid. I mean, he went to the Super Bowl. I mean, you can't really. And then I know Tua's got to be paid. And who else? Who else out here stealing money? It's just like one of those things where it's like, you have this quarterback who's good, but they're not Mahomes. Like, I've gone over this before, just to myself, of quarterbacks. Who would I pay? And literally, I started off with the AFC. I went down the list on the AFC. I've done this before. I just went through the list. I've heard on sports talk about, like, what quarterbacks would you pay? And then everybody say, well, you have to pay the quarterback because who are you going to get better than that? And see, that's where the problem lies. Is like, yes, this quarterback is good, but what the fuck have you done? Yeah, you put up some good numbers, but what have you done? You haven't given me any playoff wins, but maybe 1 or 2. You haven't taken me deep into the playoffs. We don't have the number. We're not seeded good. Yeah, you have a good regular season, but what have you done in the playoffs? We haven't sniffed the championship game, let alone the Super Bowl. And now I gotta pay you for mediocres to be mediocre? I mean, to be good in the regular season and to be mediocre in the playoffs? That's what you're literally paying these quarterbacks because they're good in the regular season. I just realized that. Just this instant. These quarterbacks are getting paid for what they're doing in the regular season, and they're not getting paid based off what they do in the playoffs. And that's where teams, I feel like, get stuck. And I feel like they're forced to sign these quarterbacks because the fan base will be like, you're just going to let him walk? But if, as a fan, if you really look at it and be like, okay, they don't want to pay him. What has he done? Oh, he got one playoff win in 4 years? We can find somebody. Or we can find somebody else that can do that for a lot cheaper. And maybe put some other pieces and build a team. And maybe it could be one of those things like you got the quarterback, but they just don't have the pieces. But I look at it like this. This past season with the Chiefs, we didn't have the best wide receiver group. They were dropping passes everywhere. Now, while everybody was panicking, you can go back and look at my stuff. You can talk to my wife. You can talk to people that know me. I'll be like, we'll be fine. We'll be fine. I was like, I was never worried. Yes, I get frustrated, but like, you gotta catch those passes, but hey, they're going to make a catch. MVS had 2 big catches in the playoffs. That helped. One sealed the game. One sealed the AFC Championship game. Hardman had the game-winning touchdown. Right? Like, they made plays when they needed. Like, I don't care about the regular season. I never have. As I'm starting to figure this out, the regular season is not important. The regular season is practice, win enough games, win your division, get that number 1 seed, get to the playoffs. Be healthy when you get to the playoffs, and then make a run. Get all that. You work, like, literally, the regular season to me is just one big, gigantic practice. You're going full speed. You're playing games. Those games are helping you prepare for the playoffs, but you have to win. Like, yes, you have to win. Like, I'm not saying the regular season is not important, but at the same time, it's just the regular season. And I think the Chiefs understand that. And I think their ultimate goal, we want to win Super Bowls. We want to win championships. Literally, that's their goal. We want to win another championship. They're going to come into this first day of training camp. Clark Hunt's going to go in that meeting room with all the players there, all the coaching staff. Our goal this season is to win another championship. It ain't going to be, we want to make the playoffs. No, championship. How do you get there? Get to the playoffs. How do you get to the Super Bowl? Win the AFC Championship. How do you get there? Get to the playoffs. What path do you want in the playoffs? The 1 seed. You want to buy? Yeah. You get the 2 seed, 3 seed, whatever. You got to play 3 games instead of 2. You want the easiest path, right? How do you get that 1 seed? Win more games than everybody else in the conference. What's before that? Get to the playoffs. How do you just get to the playoffs? Win your division. Win more games than your division opponents. That means anytime you play a division opponent, you beat them. Anytime you play an AFC team, you beat them. You want to win more games than your division opponents. Because if you win your division, guess what? You're in the playoffs. Automatically. You get a playoff spot. You're in. You get a home game. Now, you got to play 3 games, but you get that home game. You get an automatic home game if you win your division. Right? So there's all these mini goals to get to the one big goal of getting to the Super Bowl and winning. It's the only way you can win a Super Bowl is by getting to the game. That's the goal. You want to win the championship? We got to get to the Super Bowl. How do we get there? We got to do A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K. We got to go A to Z. We got to do all these things. Right? Like I said, if you can get enough games by the time you get to that last game of the season and be able to rest some people like we just did this past season, which I think totally helped, you're good. You're golden. Hell, if you can get there 2 weeks before the season's over, like, no, hey, we're in the playoffs, and our seeding, you may get to the last 2 games and be like, whether we win or lose, our seeding's not going to change. Do we rest guys? Do we rest a little bit? Do we play a little bit? You have decisions to make, but those are good things. Those are good problems to have. The last week, 2 weeks of the season, where it's like, we may be able to rest some people. Those are good problems to have. You don't want to be all the way up to week 18, 17th game of the season playing all your people because you're trying to fight for the last playoff spot. You want to have that shit locked up. I'm being real. You want to have that shit locked up where you could maybe rest some people and get some people healthy. So, but that's the goal. And like I said, the Chiefs, the wide receivers dropped a lot of passes this season. If there was any other quarterback on the Chiefs this season, are they in the Super Bowl? No, I don't believe they are. I really don't believe that. You put Justin Herbert on this team, we're not in the Super Bowl. You put Trevor Lawrence on this team, we're not in the Super Bowl. You put Lamar Jackson, no. I don't think we're in the Super Bowl. You may go deep into the playoffs with Lamar, but we're not getting to the Super Bowl. You put who else was on there? CJ Stroud, rookie quarterback, with all these problems with wide receivers dropping balls. No, we're not. You had Joe Flacco who got one win. You put two on this team, absolutely not. I'll probably get one quarterback out of the AFC you could put on the Chiefs this past season, maybe, but he didn't even stay healthy. He got hurt. Joe Burrow. You put any NFC quarterbacks? You put a Purdy on this team? No. You put Jalen Hurts? Maybe. If we get the run game going and things like that, take a little pressure off. You put Dak on the team? Absolutely not. You put Baker? No. You put Goff? I don't think. You put Stafford? Maybe. Russell Wilson? Hell no. Aaron Rodgers didn't even make it, so I don't even know what to say about that. Who else was there? I'm not gonna go any like other rookie quarterback. Kyle Murray? Absolutely not. But it's just like one of those things is like you get these quarterbacks and everybody's trying to find the next Mahomes. And then they find a good quarterback and it's like, okay, you're good. We're not saying like Trevor Lawrence, Justin Herbert, who else? Lamar Jackson and all that, and Josh Allen, or like you put Josh Allen this year's Chiefs team, this past year's Chiefs team. Do we make it? I don't think so. There's only one quarterback that could have been on the Chiefs this year to do what he did, and he did it. His name's Patrick Mahomes. Legit. So I'm like, you look at all these other quarterbacks, yeah, they're good. And like I said, I've looked through the AFC quarterbacks, and I'm like, who do I think can compete with Mahomes? I just think it's Joe Burrow. I don't think there's any other quarterback in the AFC. Why? Because Joe Burrow's done it. He beat him in an AFC championship game. That's legit the only thing. Josh Allen has yet to do it. Lamar Jackson has yet to do it. Justin Herbert can't even sniff the fucking playoffs. Trevor Lawrence, no. CJ Stroud, he's a rookie. We'll see what he could do. I actually like him. I mean, he's good, but he still got to go against Mahomes. And Deshaun Watson with the Browns, no. Anthony Richardson, I don't know because he couldn't stay healthy this season. And then, like, Burrow couldn't stay healthy this season. And you got Aaron Rodgers, who got injured on, the fourth play of the game last year. So who knows where he's going to be at. Who else am I missing? Now Russell Wilson's with the Steelers. I don't know. The Raiders, I don't even know who the fuck they have, to be honest. Well, so Denver. Denver took Bo Nix. I don't know what that's going to be like. Who else? Who else is in the AFC? Texans, Colts, Tennessee. No. I'm being real. I mean, Buffalo lost a whole bunch of people, so I really don't know where they're going to be at. You got Tua, Tua's good in the first half of the season, but you get him in the playoffs in a cold environment? No, absolutely not. I think that's about it, right? What you got? Pittsburgh, you got the Ravens, Cincinnati, the Browns, you got the Jets, the Patriots. I know they drafted a quarterback, so I don't know about these incoming rookie quarterbacks. So I look down at the list and I say, okay, Burrow. But then you look at it and be like, can he stay healthy? So it's like you pay these guys, these other quarterbacks, I know I was talking specifically in the AFC. I get to the NFC, but you pay all these guys, and it's like the same thing. It's the same results. Mahomes is at the top, and he's only been beaten twice in an AFC Championship game. And that was Tom Brady when he was still with the Patriots, and then the Joe Burrow. But then the next year he comes back against Joe Burrow and beats him. So it's like, and Joe Burrow didn't win a Super Bowl. They lost against the Rams. So I look at all these quarterbacks in the AFC, and I'm just like, why? You're paying to get the same results, just to get there. And like, what's gonna happen? Like Lamar Jackson is a fabulous football player. He's a good quarterback. When he was holding out for his contract, everybody else saying pay. You gotta pay him. I'm like, why do I have to pay him? Before that, the last 2 seasons, he didn't even make it through the end of the season. And what has he done in the playoffs besides then? I think he had 2 playoff victories before he got this contract. And then in the last 2 seasons, he didn't even finish because he got hurt. I'm like, and then this year, they steamroll, boom, throughout the regular season. Get to the playoffs. It's 1 seed. Get to the AFC Championship game. What happens? Nothing. Not a damn thing. Not a damn thing. Same results. You're paying these quarterbacks and you're getting the same results. Time and time again. Now, it's maybe easier on the NFC side. But like, I'll get to that, like I said, in a second. But like, I wouldn't have paid Lamar Jackson. I would have offered him something, but I wouldn't have paid him what he wanted. Why? Because I don't think he has it. Like, yeah, in the regular season, he's good. What have you done for me in the playoffs? Yeah, this year you got to the AFC Championship game. You had the team. This is the year. If you were going to beat the Chiefs, this was the year. Their offense wasn't like their normal output, but their defense was good. Defense was awesome. The Chiefs' defense was awesome. But if this was the year, you didn't have to score point for point with the offense like you did in the previous years. This was the year where the offense had a down year. You still couldn't do it. And what makes you think you're going to do it this year when they've reloaded up on offense? And they had a good draft. And you got players that were rookies last year coming into their second year. I'm just saying. And maybe it's the team. Maybe it's the front office not putting good enough players around these quarterbacks. Because these quarterbacks are asking for astronomical contracts because they want their money. Because like in the NFL, you don't get both. You don't get to win and get your money. You get one or the other. You get your money. Oh, you want your money? But we're not going to win. You want your money? You got to go somewhere else. You get that money? You're usually on a losing team. Now, the Chiefs have figured this thing out. You have to draft well. It starts there. You have to have the quarterback. They got the quarterback in place. They also have to draft well. And then, yes, Mahomes makes his money. But like I said, he's the best quarterback in the league, and his annual salary is $45 million. Trevor Lawrence's annual salary now is $55 million. What the fuck has Trevor Lawrence done? Besides 1 playoff victory? 1. Justin Herbert, 52. No playoff victories. What are we doing here? And now you go on the NFC side, right? Who's the top quarterback there? Jalen Hurts, Brock Purdy. And Brock Purdy's still on his rookie deal. And you got Dak Prescott, who wants a new contract, but Dallas is like, yeah, we ain't going to pay you. Dallas is, they're being smart. I wouldn't pay Dak Prescott either. What has he done in the playoffs? I mean, Jalen Hurts, you have a case for it because he went to a Super Bowl. When you play Brock Purdy, he's been playing pretty good. He went to a Super Bowl. What has Dak Prescott done? I wouldn't pay Dak Prescott. I sure as hell wouldn't have played Kyle Murray after all the shit you read about him having to have this many hours of film work because he wants to be too busy playing Call of Duty. I mean, who else? I mean, you can give me Stafford. He's only making $40 million, but he won a Super Bowl. Daniel Jones, no, I wouldn't have paid him any money. Derek Carr, what on earth would you give Derek Carr $150 million for? What did he do to show you that I'm a franchise quarterback when he was with the Raiders? Not a damn thing. Goff took you deep into the playoffs. He took you to the conference championship game. I can understand that. And he'd been to a Super Bowl with the Rams. Granted, he lost, which is probably one of the most boring Super Bowls ever. But he still went there and then went to another conference championship game. So you got Hurts, you got Goff, you got Stafford in the NFC is my top quarterbacks. Carr, Daniel Jones, Dak, Kirk Cousins. Kirk Cousins out here stealing money. I don't know what. And then Atlanta went ahead and I already went over that before in another episode where Atlanta just drafted the quarterback. And I think like I said, I explained it. I think they were going with Kirk Cousins, and then they realized, oh, we really like this guy. And then he fell to them, and they're like, fuck it, we're going to take him. And then who else? You got Baker Mayfield, who's getting $100 million. I mean, he's decent, but he's worth $100 million? I don't know. Like I said, it's like you got all these quarterbacks out here, like Justin Fields. Like he ain't gonna. I'm just saying, like you got all these quarterbacks out here that really haven't done nothing, especially in the AFC. Except, like I said, I'd put it Mahomes, then Burrow, and then everybody else in the AFC, because Burrow's the only one that's been to a Super Bowl and beaten Mahomes in a conference championship game to get to a Super Bowl. Lamar hasn't done it. Josh Allen hasn't done it. Trevor Lawrence hasn't done it. Justin Herbert hasn't done it. It's too early to see what C.J. Stroud can do. Deshaun Watson's out there. I don't know what the fuck he's doing. I don't even know why he's in the NFL, to be honest. Tua ain't it. And then in the NFC, it's literally Hurts, Stafford, Goff, Purdy. And Purdy hasn't got paid yet. And he's understandable to get paid because he did. He went to back-to-back conference championship games. Should have been probably back-to-back Super Bowl had he not got hurt in the previous year that the Eagles went. So I can literally say it's probably Hurts, Purdy, Stafford, Goff, not in any order. That's not in any specific order. You probably give it to Stafford because he got the Super Bowl. But the other three quarterbacks went to a Super Bowl. So it's like, and then the only quarterbacks playing right now that have been to the Super Bowl in the AFC, Mahomes and Burrow. Tom Brady's retired, so I'm not talking about Tom Brady. He's retired in the NFL right now. So it's like, why are these quarterbacks out here just making all this money, but they're not doing anything? And especially in the AFC, they got to go up against Mahomes. It's still the Chiefs, the team to beat. In the NFC, 49ers, probably. They probably got the best team. It's probably them. With Detroit coming on strong. Green Bay coming on strong. With Jordan Love finally playing well. After, like, starting off slow. And people not saying he was a bust. But now he's out here playing. But literally, yeah, it's probably, right now, top quarterbacks in the NFC. Purdy, Hurts, Stafford, if he can stay healthy. Goff, Love. That's about it. I'm not putting Kirk Cousins in that because he's not that guy. He really not. Chicago, no. Who else? Baker. I mean, I like Baker. He's good, but he ain't it. Kyle Murray ain't it either. Seattle, you had Geno Smith who had a decent season, but he's not it. So it's like you sign it. Like I'm not signing. I wouldn't sign Dak Prescott to a new deal. Fuck no. I wouldn't have signed Lamar Jackson to that deal. I'd be like, what have you done? I need you to stay healthy and I need you to get over the hump. I don't give a fuck about your regular season MVPs. Who cares? That's the thing. That's the difference between Mahomes and every other quarterback in the AFC and the NFL. He wants to win. He doesn't care about the money. He's making fucking money. He's making a lot of money in endorsements. Yeah, he signed a $450 million 10-year deal. 10 years, though. He's only making $45 million. Trevor Lawrence is making $55. Why? What have you done? What have you done for me lately? Not a goddamn thing. So that's why. That's why Mahomes wants to win. Because he wants to catch Brady. Oh, he cares about winning. Look at Travis Kelce. How much money has he made? Not a whole damn lot. Why? Because he wants to win. because they know they're making money off the field. Now, like, granted, everybody ain't making that type of money off the field, so they have to get their money. I get that. But usually a quarterback, come on. Usually you can get that type of money if you have that type of personality. Like Lamar Jackson, he's not that type to go out there and do all these commercials and things like that. So he has to get his money, and I get it. But at the same time, if I'm the Ravens organization, do I give him this money just to have the same results happen? That's where I'm at with it. With like these quarterbacks, and you got having to pay these quarterbacks. It's either you need to stop paying them these high prices for no results, or you have to start drafting well and put a better team around them. That's what it is, and that's what the Chiefs do well, and that's why they're always where they need to be because they have their quarterback in place. They got a great coach. They got a great coaching staff. They got a great front office. They know how to put pieces. They know what they're doing. Take note. It's not about just going out and finding the next Mahomes. You got to find a guy that can play quarterback. You got to build around him. And now it may help if you could sit a quarterback for one season and let them learn and things like that. But that's another conversation for another day. But that's all I got for today. You know what it is. Thank you for tuning in. We here, I wanted to be out here quicker, but you know how we get into these conversations and it just goes off, right? And things like that. So I hope you enjoyed today's episode. Drop a comment in the comment box. If you saw Inside Out 2, what'd you think of it? And what do you think of Trevor Lawrence getting this $275 million, $142 million guaranteed contract? What's your thoughts on quarterbacks in these contracts in these high asking prices when they haven't done anything? And things like that. But comment that, hit the share button, hit the like button. I really do appreciate it. You know what we do. Until next time, I'm out. Peace.